Good morning to you, Jim. How you doing? Looks a little dreary out there today, huh?
Yeah, I know. I'm wondering if they're going to have to, if they'll be able to have practice at Heinz Field today.
Oh, maybe. Where's the indoor? What do they do?
They go to the south side.
Oh, they just go bus over there? Okay. All right. We'll listen to Mike Tomlin. Here's what he had to say. We're excited about Najee Harris. We are. Najee Harris, he made some runs. He had a touchdown catch in practice yesterday. He looked every bit the part of an NFL starting running back. AFC North road action, he's ready for after just one practice. People are excited. Najee Harris, 22 jerseys all over the place. Right, Mike?
You know, it was a good sample, but a very small sample size. I'm not rushing to judge or draw conclusions or seek comfort. You know, we're all kind of in that mindset, right? We drafted the guy in the first round. You can trick yourself into believing everything. Boy, he's ready to go. No, it was just one practice. It was a good practice, and we'll see what the subsequent practices have for us in that regard.
Thank you, Michael. We appreciate it. Jimbo, your observations from camp. I saw, like I said, 4 of 5 he was on backs on backers, caught a touchdown pass. I said this to Jeff Hathorn, and I'll say it to you. I'd much rather be saying this. I don't want to make too much of practice. Come on. It's just one day in pads. I'd rather be talking about this than saying he put the football on the ground or he didn't look good. I mean, if you have your options, this is better.
Yeah, another thing that Tomlin said, and this was evident in the backs on backers, where I think people are familiar with it enough to know by now, the backers have a tremendous advantage in that drill because there's a lot of blocks. If you're a running back, all you can do is stand there and try to block.
You got to kind of catch.
Yeah, and you're not going to – you can't cut block them. You can't – there's some other techniques you're not allowed to use. So the back is at a disadvantage. Having said that, the very first matchup – was Najee Harris against Marcus Allen. And Marcus Allen just abused him. I mean, absolutely abused him. But I think even before that, Tomlin or one of the other coaches could say, same two, he's back there. Mm-hmm. Like, he's like, okay, give me another chance. And, he battled Spillane one time to a draw, and Spillane was wrecking people in that drill. Because, again, a guy like Spillane has a pretty good advantage.
Correct.
And what Tomlin said about Harris is that he runs to the challenge. He doesn't run away from it.
Oh,
and that was
they put that on a T-shirt somewhere.
that was
that.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
And so that's the sort of thing. And then he made the very first play of the live run period where they did 11 on 11 with pads blocking and actually they ended up taking him down. Harris got some good blocking on that play and made a nice run. And then there were about 4 guys that just, boom, they swarmed him and tackled him.
Yeah, that's not good. We don't need that.
No, but he's, and the rest of it, the defense pretty much had the advantage in the 11 on 11 because the offensive line is just a miss.
Patchwork,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah, what's the word?
Mishmash?
Yeah, thank you very much.
You couldn't. I'll give you 100 chances. You don't know.
I can't say that.
Yeah, your tongue works differently. Right?
Whatever it is. No, it's a mosh. I mean, it's just a mishmash or whatever it is, and it just that's what it does to me. But the offensive line, it's got and one of the reasons Highsmith looked good was because he had the 4th round pick Dan Moore Jr. at left tackle.
Jim, you're raining on all these good parades here.
I'm just saying. No, but Tomlin said that himself. I'm not. That's not. I mean, that's my opinion, but it's also his.
I was going to say. I think if there's a concrete takeaway, if we're gonna remove all the stuff that Mike Tomlin is downplaying immediately after practice, it's more about some of the formations you saw, especially along the goal line. Like you see a trips on one side, and Freiermuth is one of the receivers, and Najee Harris split out to the opposite side. I mean, they're taking young guys, these rookies again,
right,
who aren't wide receivers, and immediately injecting them into the pattern.
Yeah, and if you want to go with the Najee Lev Bell comparisons, we saw one of those yesterday in that 7-shots drill, where. Okay.
Yeah.
What was that? Okay. Anyway, breaking news or something?
No, just that's news from you. You're our guy.
But Ben. He's telling Najee, he's like giving him the go out a little bit farther. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
And then he was ISO'd on Devin Bush, and that was an easy pitch and catch for a score. And your guy Balaj.
Yeah, that's my guy. He's going to be the backup running back. Balaj.
He looks really good in these drills, and they did run a play, and I think this is schematic on that 7 shots where he was just wide. There was nobody on him. Now, the good news is they ran a play where there was nobody on him. The bad news is that it was one of your defensive guys that was supposed to be in a position.
Tell me about this football lust you have for Marcus Allen all of a sudden, Jim.
He just looked good, that's all.
Okay.
And I didn't really notice him in some of the other drills, but that's a guy who is, when you're looking for those, hybrid linebackers and so forth, because I think Brooks
You sound
was
like Mike Tomlin right there.
Brooks was and such.
And such.
Antoine Brooks was one of those guys that had the potential to be that hybrid linebacker guy,
Okay,
but
all right.
he's a slot guy now.
All right.
That's the job that he's competing for. Marcus Allen's bulked up a little bit, and so he's going more for that hybrid linebacker thing.
So what according to Jim Colony's reporting,
Yes,
what
this
are we?
is great. This is Jim. This is great.
What are we allowed to
What
get
else do you
excited?
want me to say?
No, I
No,
want to
I
know.
like it.
You're our eyes and ears.
Yeah, right.
So,
Analyzing the game.
I want to know because look, Mike Tomlin's the king of downplaying. There we go.
Uh-huh.
The king of downplaying after the first practice. But I want to know what can we get? It's one practice, like Colin said earlier. You can't draw too many conclusions. But what are you allowed to maybe look at?
Right.
And
Was
say,
Ben
all
fat
right,
or not?
I'm going to
Come
keep an
let's
eye
get
on
right
that
to
going
it.
forward.
How did Ben look?
No.
How
I'll
was
tell you-
Ben's belt buckle?
It was fine.
Okay.
I could see it, so can't see mine, but I could see it. It was helpful if I was wearing a belt. But anyway, I'll tell you one of the great things about camp being at Heinz Field, and I wrote about this in the web thing, is that they have replays.
Oh yeah, right.
No, and I hadn't really considered that, and I was trying to remember even if and I'm sure that they were running those on Tuesday when they were doing a dry run for when fans were going to be allowed yesterday, and it is actually really handy where you could look up and you see somebody make a play, and then you look up and there it is. It's just like a regular game. You can see how stuff happened if you missed it.
Ben at work.
And then there were others, other instances where they were doing, backs on backers. And then they were also doing like one-on-one receivers versus DBs. And
Are
so
you
can
concerned
see a
that
replay
the
of something
offensive line, is it like there's a bunch of guys standing around who are supposed to play on the offensive line and they're not even dressed out?
else? Not yet.
Okay, tell me when you will be.
Probably after the Canton game.
Okay, all right.
I think that's when you start to look, and you need to get guys, because that's like 2 weeks in or a week and a half in.
Uh-huh.
And that's when I think you need to get some of those. Chooks has got to be close. The other guy, Banner, I don't know.
What's that?
Tom. Well, that's kind of like what Tomlin said. I mean, Devin Bush was in pads yesterday, and he was involved in some live drills, but not all of them.
That doesn't sound especially promising for all
Right.
this chemistry that they need to build as a new offensive line unit together.
Well, like I said, I don't know. But I think Banner's there and he's walking around. He's doing a few things, and I would expect that he would be back. And this is a guess, not even an educated guess. He would be a guy that you would see after the Hall of Fame game, and the same for
Were the
Chooks.
fans out in full force? Were people just sunburned with Juju jerseys on and all of that kind of stuff?
Oh,
Was it
Juju,
good?
by the way, did score in
a
some
TikTok dance.
in
I
some
like
drill.
it. I
Yeah.
saw it. I seen it.
yeah.
I seen
Was
it.
it up on TikTok?
It was up on the
Okay.
social media.
So
I
he's
liked
gonna
it.
burn.
I
Look
love
out.
it. I love it.
The fans went crazy, and
They
everybody
should have.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing. You got to know your audience.
Okay.
You got to play to the crowd, and he did that very well.
All right, let me tell you why people are taking me apart on social media, right? Because this football analysis, I don't know how engaging it is because it's just one day of practice in pads.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I bought these shoes for $7 at Aldi yesterday.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm quite intrigued by it, and I'm quite elated, actually, I should say, that I bought shoes for $7 at Aldi's. So I put a pic. Aldi. I sound like my mother-in-law. Aldi.
Too late. You went
yeah,
there.
I know. So anyhow, I bought them for $7, and I put a picture up on social media about this that said good move or bad move. A lot of people agreeing with me. Smart move. Frugal move. Way to go. I'm only wearing them to work. I'm not going to wear them to run a marathon, so they're not going to blow my back out or anything. A couple of the comments, people taking me to task, asking me, do you shave your legs? And I said, you want me to be frank? Yeah, about 4 times a year because
Really?
I go over them with clippers. I don't like body hair. My arms, too. I can't stand body hair. So I take the clippers. I take the guard off. I won't use a straight razor. I can't be the only person here in this world that does this. I don't like body hair. So I'll stand in the shower
Okay.
with the electric clippers unplugged, okay? And I'll stand in the shower and just go up and down my legs and my arms. And again, it's probably like 4 times a year, every 2-3 months.
Huh.
And yeah, I just, because people are like, you pansy, you know how it is.
Of
Do
course.
you shave your legs? Yeah, I'll admit it. Like, what do I have to hide here? Plus, you can see there's no hair on my legs. There's got to be a lot.
Oh, I know people who I absolutely.
It's not a mark of vanity or
have
anything. It's just
friends
I
that
don't
have
like
done
the
this.
I don't
But-
like body hair.
But we've also busted those friends' chops for it for years because they shave their legs.
Well, here's the question I have, though. And I
hear.
remember my dad telling me this when I couldn't wait to shave when I was a teenager.
Uh-huh.
And then I finally could, and it still took a while to grow.
Okay.
He said, don't be in such a hurry to shave because when you start, he goes, the more you shave, the more quickly it grows back.
Yeah, I don't know.
is that a
wise
proven
tale?
fact, or is that just an old wives'
I don't.
tale?
I mean, it was an old dad's tale, I guess,
Right,
in this case. But that's why that's what I was going to ask you. That if you shave it like that, so apparently it's not growing fast. It doesn't grow fast.
No, it's just the regular time. But yeah, I don't like, especially on my legs. It gets like hot in the summer and stuff.
Yeah, I can understand that. I'm just not.
My arms
I'm not real
too.
hairy. I guess I don't know.
No, you got
are
pretty
pretty
hairy arms,
I
Jim.
think you should shave your arms a little bit. Just
Yeah.
use the clippers. Again, never a straight razor or shaving cream or anything. Just stand in the shower. You get the thing straight up and down. There you are. Now, I have a terrible beard that looks like I'm a Mennonite or whatever. But, well, no, I mean, it's just all over the place. It's very long, which would go serve in direct contrast to my body hair situation.
that's a good
But
point.
I don't mind it. I don't feel it on my face. But the body hair, I don't like.
See,
So
facial hair bothers me more than arm or leg. Now, I don't have a lot of arm or leg hair. Like, I'm not like Jim, Grizzly Adams over there.
Uh-huh.
For
Like,
goodness
like
sakes.
I don't. I mean, you could barely see the hair on my legs. So, like, I don't have to worry about. This is ridiculous. We're now putting our
No,
legs
it's
up
great.
on the console.
It's
and
good for the
everything.
camera.
Oh,
Check
that's
it
right.
all
I
out
forgot about the-
937thefan.com. Our
Yeah.
video stream. Yes, we love it.
So, but like, but facial hair, like when I get too scraggly on the face, like if I go a week without shaving and you start to get that itch,
Uh-huh.
like underneath down towards the fold in your neck,
Right.
like right here, right above your throat, right above your Adam's apple. That drives me insane. Like I just want to scratch my face the whole time. So much so that I'm much more likely to shave there than my legs or my arms.
All right. Yeah, Jim.
Do you guys ever? I've got this like little hair
There we go.
that grows out of my nose.
Out of
Sporadically.
your nose?
I'm done
like,
with this.
Yeah.
No, hold on.
No,
this
no,
is
no, but
this
you
is,
guys have never had that because I can actually sense when
Not the hole in your nose. You're talking your nose proper.
Not
No,
out of
yes,
your
like
nostril.
on
Tip
the
of your
front.
nose.
Yeah. It would
No,
be.
I'm not there. You're old, man.
Oh, I know. Well, that's true.
That's-
I'm not there. That's an old man thing.
That is.
It's
but
growing
it's
out
not-
of the tip of your nose, like Rudolph.
yeah, like
in
right, kind of not really. Well, I don't know, but I can. But it's funny because
There's
I can
not even
feel
hair
it.
follicles there, are there?
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
there's one, I guess.
Apparently there are, and I can. And
There's
I can
a doctor that
sense when I
takes
have
care
it.
of that, Jim. Kevorkian.
Whoa.
No, I don't. Where do you go for that?
You wouldn't need. I mean, that's not a suicidal kind of a thing. I mean, I don't. I think Kevorkian. I don't need him. Is he still around?
No, he's not.
No.
Oddly enough.
Is he dead or just in jail?
Maybe he took care of himself.
Yes, that's true.
Thanks to who does Dr. Kevorkian call? Himself. Well, you can feel it's like a little tiny hair, and you can feel it, and then it's hard to find it, and you have to. It's just it's annoying. Wait till you guys get to 60. I mean.